The first question, which is question 1A, smallest amount of purchase good, we'll use min data E4 until E27, which is we get from here E24, E4 until E27. And then for largest amount of selling price, max data F27, we'll get the data at the data provided. Total amount of selling price for all goods, for all products is equal sum data F4 to until 27. Number of bicycle inventory, we'll use count delta H4 until H27. Average inventory on hand, average data H4 until H27. Number of purchase cost less than 100, count if data E4 until E27, comma, hyphen less than 100, because they asked for. Number of suppliers, supply bicycle for children, count if data C4 until C27 hyphen children. Question 1B, so we're going to use if for the classification. And we're going to see if it's more than 150, it's going to be expensive. If it's less, it's going to be cheaper. So the formula is if bracket D20 more than 150, comma, this is true and false. So you're going to get the answer, and then you'll drag until down and you'll get all the answers. For question 1C, they ask for customer ID number 20. We're going to use for product category, product name and supply, we're going to use VLOOKUP. So VLOOKUP H20, we'll need to put the $sign because we're going to lock it. Data B3 until B27, which is you drag all of this, and then you'll need to put the column you're looking for. So for now, product category is column number 2, product name, which is column number 3, for supplier, which is column number 6.
Okay, for the second question, click insert and then click pivot table, and then we go to the data and select from ID to I27 and then click OK. After that, we select product category, product name, supplier and quantity on hand, and lastly we drag supplier into the filters box.
For the question 3, we need to find all this by using purchase cost and selling price data. For the mean equal to average and all this data, and a variance equal to VAR and all this data. For the standard deviation, stdev.s, all this data. But for coefficient variation, we need to divide standard deviation and mean times with 100. For the skewness equal to SKEW with all this data. Kurtosis URT bracket with all this data. Same goes to selling price by using the selling price data. For the z-score, we need to find a mean and standard deviation for total selling price first. After that, we can find the z-score. To find the z-score, we need to use this formula, which is equal standardized total selling price, mean and standard deviation. But mean and standard deviation, we need to put a signs, which is a absolute symbol, to make sure standard deviation maintained for each answer. And for the outlier, we use the if define more than 3 commas quotation outlier quotation commas quotation no quotation close bracket. Same goes to the outlier less than -3. To get a z-score chart, select all this data, go to insert recommended chart and choose any chart and then press OK. And after that, if you want to move to the question 3 sheet, select question 3 and OK and press it here.
Okay, for descriptive statistic, I'll go to the data and then data analysis, data statistics, and then for the input range you'll put, and the output range it will be here, and press OK. For the selling price, same step, and you'll get descriptive statistics.